How lovely is that? Fairly supportive overall. It's much better here. Hey guys, this is Jerry, welcome to the channel. This is the new facelift Kia Sorento available in New Zealand. Today we're driving the hybrid HEV version. There are three different drivetrains, this is one of them, and the second one is a plug-in hybrid that allows you to have a pure EV driving up to about 60 something kilometers. The third one is the traditional diesel variant. Would the hybrid be the most popular one? We don't know yet at the time of this particular video, but hopefully the market will be able to know, and you can let me know in the comments which particular variants do you prefer. Today we're driving the top spec. This is called the Water HEV. It has a price tag of $86,990 plus ORC. If you want the standard basic spec, the starting price of the base model is $64,990 plus ORC in New Zealand market. From the exterior, the minor changes has happened mostly at the front. It's got the new front headlights, and they look rather cool actually. I love the new design. The rear previous one wasn't too bad either, but the new one just bring it to another level. You got glossy black finish just on the grille, you got glossy black finish underneath, the new headlights as well. This variant gets the top spec 19-inch alloys. They are different from the diesel version, so kind of distinguish itself against other variants on the market. On the side, the profile looks identical to the last generation. I don't think there's many changes apart from the small trims here and there. The rear tail light has a small change as well, but overall it feels identical to the last generation or the pre-facelift generation. Opening the tailgate. There we go. We are getting the 7 seats as standard across all the Sorentos, of course. If we bring the seats all the way up, we're getting about just less than 200 liters of boot space. But if the third row is all the way down, it's just over 600 liters of boot volume. If you push down the second row seats all the way, that means nearly 2000 liters boot space are going to be created. Now if we move to the second row, this is what the Nappa leather looks like on the tire spec. Very nice material. You got heated seats on the outer seats, even on the second row. USB charging over here with the USB-C, air vents over here, 12-volt sockets underneath as well. If we step inside, I'll show you the third row. Just quick touch button that allows the vehicle to slide in. I've moved the seats a little bit forward on the side, so both second row and third row could have a little bit space. The seat is really low, so it's not the most comfortable seat, but at least you get a little bit headroom over here. At the back, you got air vents, USB-C charging, and even air vent controls on the higher spec, of course. Overall, the experience is okay, but for an adult like me, I do not want to sit in here for more than 20 minutes on the trip or anything like that. And if we step to the second row, this is my sitting position at the front. I'm being 178 centimeters tall. I've got tons of leg room when the seats are all the way backwards on the second row. You got both sound system, cup holders, heated seats functions, and you even get the manual sunshade on the second row, which is really handy. Pockets over here are handy as well. Anyway, let's step inside to the front. All right, we trap those seats just like that. Comfort access, which is really nice. Switch on the vehicle, because we're gonna see the major changes at the front too. So first thing, steering is pretty much identical to the last generation. Indicator wipers are identical to the last generation. The biggest change are these dual display screens. On the last generation, there used to be one screen sits around here, sort of towards the back. It's quite straight, and one screen over here. But in the new generation, it's a nice dual display panel. Both are 12.3 inch to be exact, and both got the newest graphic and all that things. Overall, as snappy as you wish. Connection is all there, navigation, all that things is all there. Another small detail I really love about this screen is where the home button location is. It's a very small thing, but I guess no one has talked about it. On the old generation, because we're right-hand drive, our home button is actually located around here, and it's always found that tricky to touch. Right now, on this new system, it's over here. How lovely is that? I really love that small touch, that improvement that Kia made. And speaking of the improvement, reverse camera, 360 camera is really good too. In terms of other things, piano black panel, just like all the Sportage and you can see on the market. It's pretty slick to control those air cons and things like that. Cooling seats, heated seats available at the front. Wireless charging is also available. All the new Kia now gets USB-C charging and USB-C connection for your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Lovely touch is here. You can press this to just use the left one as charging or as connection plus charging, whichever you like. If you keep moving, identical things are going to be here: 2 cup holders, small storage, controls for your drive modes, handbrake, and all that things. There's a little bit change on the gear shifter, I think. So when you twist anything, when you go into the gear, either reverse or drive, there's a small vibration when you touch by your fingers and things. I really love that touch as well. There's a small improvement to let you know that you're actually in a drive or reverse position and things. That's good touch. Anyway, storage over here is deep, trays, and on the top, glove box is decent, no issue on that either. Last thing is the sunroof, still available on the top spec, but only available on the top spec as well. Anyway, let's get it on the road to see how it goes. Alright, before we get on the road, let's talk about visibility. The side mirror is large. I love these small quarter windows over here. Rear windscreen is good size as well. If you're going to sit anyone on the third row, any adults, it might be blocked a little bit, but yeah, overall, no complaint about the visibility on this vehicle. The screen is also reasonably low, so it's not actually blocking you in front. Anyway, let's get it on road. Let me go through the numbers first. The vehicle is powered by a 4-cylinder 1.6 liter petrol motor, turbocharged with a hybrid battery at the back. The hybrid battery is 1.5 kilowatts hour, and combined power is 158 kilowatts of power, 367 Newton meters of torque. It's powered by a 6-speed automatic gearbox. This gearbox, very easy to work with. There's barely any hesitation or turbo lags when you put your foot down. There are different drive modes you can select, of course. And at low speed, the vehicle will go into a EV mode if the battery is charged, if the temperature and obviously the condition meets and things like that. That means really quiet at low speed if you're waiting for traffic lights or giveaways or anything like that. But at the same time, it's got enough torque. So this vehicle is all-wheel drive only for the New Zealand market, which is really handy. Unlike the hybrid Sportage, which is only available in 2-wheel drive in New Zealand, this is all-wheel drive, and this is what we really want for a big SUV like this. Just a little bit more traction and things. At low speed, handling is alright. Has a fairly long wheelbase, nearly 2.8 meters or so. So it's not going to be the easiest to maneuver since the vehicle is so long. The turning radius is 5.8 meters based on the specification. Again, okay for this particular size. Not super, but not too bad either. Once the petrol motor kicks in, you are still going to hear some petrol noise, but it's significantly lower compared to any diesel cars or the diesel Sorento, which is the same variant on the market. And that's the benefit of having a hybrid vehicle. Not only you are getting a good consumption from the petrol motor, or someone who loves how the petrol works, you will love how this drives. At the same time, it's going to be smoother or feels a bit less noisier compared to the diesel variants, of course. You can feel the electric motor doing that sort of whiny noise when the vehicle is moving along at low speed. Basically, both petrol motor and the electric motor will work together. They will change between charge, eco, sport, and power, and things like that. Once you put foot down, you are able to change the drive mode, of course, from sport to smart to eco. I think most people are going to drive under eco in most of the scenarios, to be honest. Is it powerful? It's pretty powerful, I think. 158 kilowatts. It doesn't have as much as the torque compared to the 2.2 liter diesel, but overall it still feels really responsive with the help of the electric motor. Once you put the foot down, it's always there. The vehicle always is ready for you when you need it to go. And now we are on sort of country roads, still not high speed. This is fairly low speed overall. Let's go through some handling paths just to see how the handling works. It's alright. In most of the scenario, when you drive around this country road, it just felt like a two-wheel drive vehicle. Steering is direct, but because the vehicle is so long and sits quite fairly high on the ground, you are going to get a bit more sort of body roll here and there. Speaking of body roll, the vehicle is quiet. It's really quiet. Overall, the noise level is definitely a bit more refined compared to the last generation. At the same time, being a petrol vehicle, again, this is quieter than the diesel variants on the market. So going at any speed, it's not struggling to get any type of traction or power when you need it, which is really good for the size of this vehicle, I suppose. Handles alright, but we are not pushing around the corners, we're just driving at a moderate speed. Maybe you can try a little bit of acceleration here, not the best route to be fair, but let's give it a go. It does take some time to get the turbo charge and also the EV to work on, and then eventually it engages. I think, yeah. And the rev goes quite high on the revs. Right, let's try a better acceleration here, just so we don't have to go so low on the speed. 1, 2, 3. It's much better here. There we go. That's a much better pickup. When you put foot all the way down, the vehicle goes lower gear, get the turbo kicking eventually, and in between that, you might get a little bit more hesitation. But apart from that, it's pretty smooth, and the pickup is really easy. But yeah, just when you are driving on sport, the vehicle seems to ride on your revs a lot higher than smart or eco. So you are going to get a little bit more noisier. But yeah, so personally, I'd prefer to drive this vehicle in smart or eco in most cases. Handles are right, actually. It's not super sporty. It doesn't sit on the ground compared to something like an EV6. Still fairly supportive overall. And the seats hugs me really well. These Nappa leather seats is somewhere between soft and firm. It does have the firm hugs you on the side, and the center is reasonably soft. So what are my thoughts about the hybrid Sorento? It's really comfy to drive. It's definitely a good competitor compared to something like a Toyota Highlander. It's compared to the new Highlander Santa Fe, which is the sort of sibling vehicle against this drivetrain. Is it better than the diesel one? It really depends on what's your approach. If you need to tow something with this vehicle, probably the diesel one is good to go. But if you're driving around the city a lot and you just need a little bit more quiet engine, quiet cabin, this hybrid is definitely going to be better on the noise cancellation compared to the diesel variants. For the plug-in hybrid, in New Zealand, due to the IUC changes and things like that, I just don't think it's that worth it compared to this particular version. And so many people are looking for hybrid, and this would be a really good choice for the hybrid and 7 seats SUV with all the tags, with the improvement on the new infotainment system. It's a much nicer interior to see the screen, not just towards you. At the meantime, the front looks great. I love the new design of this Sorento's approach along with the Carnival, along with the new Sportage. Hopefully that's coming late next year or something. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this vehicle, and I personally quite enjoy it. For someone to have a big space or for someone to carry the whole family, this is very enjoyable to drive. It's got power. For them, just like that, there's no shortage of power if you need to take off and things. And it's also available in all-wheel drive, which something Sportage hasn't offered in New Zealand. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed content. If you do not forget to subscribe, like. That's the best way to support the channel. And if you're looking to purchase one of these, do not forget to contact us at Ebbett Pukekohe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.